Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please hit the subscribe button. Today we're going to talk about something very interesting, right? A whole lot of long stories. Men, we hit the nails on the head. So what brought me here today? It's quite um, interesting, right? Last week, the CBN took Nigerians unaware. You know, we're talking about the redesigning of the Naira notes and what have you. This has got so many persons talking, media houses, and what have you. If this is what we're actually going to be talking about now, is this what the country is facing now? And all of that. Now, I am someone that is always very objective when it comes to issues, right? Um, Somehow people can say that I'm a controversial person, I'm somewhat sentimental, but I really do not, you know, believe that, because it's hard when you want to like point out facts and it just go down well with people, especially when they are trying to push, a kind of narrative down your throat and you're not keen in, and you're trying to make them understand that, well, there's always two sides to every story and what have you. And it makes more sense when you try to look at things constructively and not just following a bandwagon, right? So I would like us to, critically look at one of the reasons, or more than one reason, why the CBN has thought it wise to redesign the Naira and the way forward, right? So on the 26th of October, the CBN disclosed the interest to redesign the Naira. And I would like to first of all point out some of the reasons for this redesigning of the Naira. However, it's not all the Naira notes, right? So this is particularly, it's going to affect the 200 Naira notes, the 500 Naira notes, and the 1000 Naira notes, right? So some of the reasons why the CBN has thought it wise to redesign the Naira is, one of them is to reduce inflation. The CBN, of course, they control the monetary policy. They are known to be the bankers' bank, and everything that has to do with financial policies. The CBN regulates that in Nigeria, while we have the IMF that controls whatever that has to do with International Monetary Fund, whatever. But we're not talking about that. But just having an idea of it won't kill anybody. So one of the reasons for the redesigning of the Naira notes is said to be that it's going to reduce inflation. I think, to somehow, when if you're not an economist, or you don't have an idea of how the economic structure of a country or a government works, it might not make sense to you. But I think, from my own perspective, this is a very good one. If at the end of the day, one of the issues that we have in Nigeria is that we make a lot of laws, we make a lot of policies, but implementing them is a big deal. Policy implementation is a major challenge facing the Nigerian government. I mean, we have a lot of laws, a lot of policies that has been passed, but implementation is the problem. Implementing them is a major issue. So I hope that this is not going to just be like the Naira. When the Naira came on board, I was one of those. I was one of those that, the advocates of the Naira. And at the end of the day, I mean, they are just lying in all the bank apps. And honestly, I've not really seen, the economic importance of the Naira. But that's by the way. So one of the reasons for the redesigning of the Naira notes is it is believed that it's going to reduce inflation, all right? And another reason is that it's going to combat counterfeiting. The central bank believes that if the Naira notes are being redesigned, there will be reduction in counterfeiting. Like, what that means is that, probably they're going to make it in such a way that it will be difficult for, of course, people who indulge in printing fake Naira notes. It will be difficult for them to, go about that business again. But it has been said that, redesigning the Naira notes will combat counterfeiting. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that will be achieved. Like I said earlier on, it's easier to make policies, it's easier to, talk about things, but carrying them out is a major challenge. So I hope that, this is not going to be the case. But one of the reasons also is said that it will bring more money in circulation. When the Naira notes are being redesigned, there will be more money in circulation. That's actually be possible. And some, okay, so of course, some persons will be wondering, I have my, you know, money saving box in the house. Since January, you've been saving a lot of Naira notes in all these boxes. My friend, bring it out now, no. Break the box. Go straight into the bank and deposit this money into your account. Okay, just so you know, this policy will be taking effect from the 15th of December. The new Naira notes will be made available in all the banks in Nigeria. And hold your ear as I'm saying this. By 31st of January 2023, all the old Naira notes will no longer be in use. What that means is that if you still have the old Naira notes, it's no longer a legal tender. Like, imbibe that policy. Start making use of your ATM card, start making use of your bank USSD code, start making use of cashless policy, and not holding cash anymore. Because at the end of the day, I trust Nigerians. People will still fall victim of this, in as much as the news is everywhere, and the CBN, of course, they're trying to use the social media and the media houses to pass this information to Nigerians and all sundry. So if you know that you have the old Naira notes, please, like I told you guys, one of the things that we'll be doing on this channel is to be educating Nigerians, home and abroad, and even non-Nigerians on issues that centers not just lifestyle and what have you. Of course, banking too. So this is the first of its kind that we're talking about banking, and this is a very serious matter. So that at the end of the day, you won't have 500,000 naira in your house, and by 31st of January, that money is useless. You're going to cry blood, trust me. So please, break that box under your pillow, in your wardrobe, wherever it is that you usually hide your money. Get them out now and go straight into your bank and deposit it. Now, and this is a very interesting part. Before now, there is a cashless policy of not depositing a certain amount of money across the counter in the Nigerian banks. The good news is that that policy is on hold for now because of the redesigning of the Naira notes. So you can deposit as much as you can across the counter without being charged. I mean, it's not just peculiar to just one bank, peculiar to all the banks. So if you have 5 million naira, you can go straight into your bank and deposit it, and you're not going to be charged a dime. If any bank charge you, go to the CBN Twitter handle and report the bank, and of course they will be penalized. Of course, I'm sure that no bank, will do that. Just on the flip side, so this is an opportunity for you to start making use of your bank app, your bank USSD code, and any other medium of electronic transfers, transactions wise, and all of that. This is the time to start making use of them and stop moving around with cash. Okay, so I think we've been able to talk about the major issues as regards the implementation of the Naira redesign policy. So, like I said, just a recap. CBN is not redesigning all the Naira notes. It has been narrowed down to 100 Naira, 200 Naira, 500 Naira, and the 1000 Naira note. So, for the 15th of December precisely, to be launched into the Nigerian banks, and by the 31st of January, the old Naira note will become old-fashioned. Don't say you are not told. You have Naira notes in your house and you cannot use it to buy anything again. Go to your bank and deposit your Naira notes now, and start making use of your ATM, POS, and any other form of carrying out transactions other than just using cash to avoid being a victim of circumstance. Nigeria is not smiling with you, and Christmas is around the corner. So but the problem we have is that major challenge we have is banking in Nigeria is terrible. Believe me, it's terrible. I had an experience yesterday. I was at the supermarket to buy stuff. At the end of the day, I got to the counter to pay. I was debited, but it was transaction declined. This is the most horrible thing that you can ever face. Going to the superstore, the supermarkets to get stuffs, and at the end of the day, you get debited, and the beneficiary, of course, the money didn't enter the account, and they will take back their goods, and you will go. I mean, it's humiliating, So the point is that we've not actually gotten to the level where we can comfortably do online transactions. The rate of POS decline issues is on the increase. I mean, yesterday was not a good experience at all. It was not funny. I wasn't having any cash with me. I had to step out, withdraw some, because I can't withdraw the amount of what I bought at a time. So I had to just get small money, then pick few things from what I already wanted to buy, and I went home. Of course, the supermarket is not a charity organization. If they start being some sort of customer centric to some extent, of course, you might go back there and they shut down. So they won't give you the goods without seeing their money, and that was it. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that during this period, trust me, there will be a lot of issues as regards people being debited and not getting value for what they paid for and what have you. As a matter of fact, the best medium of payment in Nigeria is cash. Yeah, quote me anywhere. Because if I'm buying goods worth of 50,000, I'm counting 50,000 and I'm giving to you. There's nothing like I was debited, or you're waiting for an alert, or you're calling me to send you proof of payment and what have you. I counted the money and you confirmed in my presence. Transaction sealed and done. That is the best form of payment in Nigeria, as a matter of fact. Quote me anywhere. If I'm buying goods of 200,000, I have my cash of 200,000. As you're giving me the goods, I'm giving you the cash. And we are done with the business. So there's no reconciliation of 10 working days. You go to your bank to reconcile, the fact that a transaction error, 10 working days, sometimes you come back after 10 days, the money is not reversed. A whole lot of issues surrounding the Nigerian banking system. I think we've not actually gotten it right to some extent when it comes to, talking about the technology aspect of it. But I believe that, we'll soon get there. However, being ignorant of the CBN policy doesn't eliminate the fact that this is real. By 15th of December, the old Naira notes will become will be in circulation, and by 31st. Okay, so I think we've been able to speak to an extent. Of course, a word is enough for the wise. So at this point, we'll be ending this vlog. You know, thanks for watching. Remember to hit the subscribe button. So I will be expecting your comments, your views. Are you excited about the redesigning of the Naira notes? What are your thoughts? What are your views? Are these actually going to help combat inflation, fight against the reasons why the federal government is trying to redesign the Naira, bring more money in circulation, combat counterfeiting, and what have you? So at this point, I would like to say thanks for bringing out your time to watch this video. Have a blessed evening.